What is up, Not So Pro Football Talk? This is the segment that I've been waiting for a long time. The NFL season is basically finally back. On the day that we're recording, the game is not today, but the day that you're seeing this, the game is today. And to our left, but your right, as you are looking over here, we have BetUS pulled up again. I know we said that we were going to do it on Sleeper, but Sleeper has not updated their app yet. Hopefully, they will soon, that we can have it compatible on the PC, as this is where we do our recordings. But without further ado, Bats is back for year two, basically like year 2.5 because we fiddled with it a few years back. But these guys are already starting their shenanigans. They're playing a different sport than we're talking about. And Reed doesn't watch baseball. AJ thinks he watches baseball.
What?
Nah, I'm just joking, guys. But let's have some fun with this one. I know these are going to be different than on Sleeper. So if you are in our Discord, go ahead and join our Sleeper Bats segment. It's down in the Discord. Other than that, let's get started with week 1, Thursday night football. The Baltimore Ravens against the Chiefs. This one is similar to Sleepers as well, but the Kansas City Chiefs here are favored by 3. So, in my opinion, I think this one's going to be a close game, but in the end, I think Baltimore is probably going to need to work on some things. I think Kansas City comes out a little bit, pumped up. They won the championship twice in a row already. I know, AJ. I know. I hate it too. But I think I'm going to go with the Chiefs here. I think this year they start a little bit hotter than they did the past previous years. Not really looking good in week 1, but getting it rolling throughout the season. So I think I'm going to go with Kansas City to start it off this season.
I feel like I'm getting picked on this video already. We are only 2.5 minutes in here, but I am so pumped that this is the first game of the NFL season. It should be awesome. You have a rematch of the AFC Championship game. I want to go with the Baltimore Ravens. Okay, I'm not holding a grudge here, but as we know from the past, the Kansas City Chiefs do tend to start off slow. So give me the Ravens here. They have something to prove.
Okay. So I have a very important question because I've not researched this for this game and will help me decide the outcome of this game. Do we know if Taylor Swift will be in attendance?
Oh, gosh.
We're not doing this. We're not.
What do you? It's an important thing to know.
We are not doing this.
Cut it out.
What do you mean? She showed up 5 times in the hype video.
You got to edit this out.
The NFL.
No,
showed up 5 times.
No, sir. We're not.
It's a very important thing.
Don't worry. I'll edit something and I'll put something around Reed that shows that he's a Taylor Swift fan.
Thank you. He's a Swiftie. That's what he is.
All right, I'm gonna take the Chiefs if Taylor Swift shows up. And I think she will. I'm gonna take the Chiefs here.
Alrighty. So the first game here we have the Chiefs selected. AJ has the Baltimore Ravens, and guys, I'm not keeping track of y'all's picks, so make sure that you keep track of your picks.
I don't know what's going on.
Yeah. It's a new year, new me, right? The next game, Reed, do you want to take this one away as we always do it like that?
Yeah, I honestly just cannot comprehend how we're 2.5 dogs in this matchup. The Philadelphia Eagles had the most horrible ending to a season I may have ever seen, in my opinion. I think they are going to be a good team this year, but I got the Packers all the way, man. Especially 2.5. That's an easy pickup for me. If we're going off of what we saw last year, Packers are the hottest team, one of the hottest teams at the end of the year, firing all cylinders. I think this year, especially with Jeff Hafley as our new defensive coordinator and getting Joe Barry out of there, that defense should finally live up to the potential where it should be at. And I think they're going to be able to do a lot of great things. I think the Eagles are going to be very much missing Jason Kelce on the offensive line, and we're going to be able to win in the line of scrimmage. So give me the Packers plus 2.5 in Brazil. Going to be a great Friday night football. Come on. Doesn't get better than that.
It doesn't. And that's going to be a super fun game to watch. Jason Kelce is one of my favorite players in the NFL. Glad he retired. Good for him. But this game is going to be wild, okay? No one has home field advantage. They're all going to be traveling. And honestly,
there's a lot of Packer fans in Brazil, by the way.
I had no idea. I had no idea that there's Packer fans in Brazil. honestly did not. But I want to go ahead and go with the Philadelphia Eagles in this game. I do agree that the Packers were the hottest team to end off last year's regular season and even the post game or postseason. But you had the Philadelphia Eagles who just signed Dotson, who has Saquon Barkley. They have a lot to show out for, and they have a lot to adjust it concerning how they ended last year. It was abysmal. They fell apart. So can we see the Philadelphia Eagles start off strong like they usually do? I think we do on week 1.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm going to be going with the Eagles here too. Keep it short and sweet. I have a couple players on fantasy from that team. And I'm excited to see these new running backs for both teams. So it should be a classic game, classic brawl out there in Brazil. Hopefully it happens on the field and not on the way, right, guys? But we're going to select the Philadelphia Eagles here for our second pick. Now we get to the Sunday sweet games that we've been missing. 7 hours of commercial-free football. It's going to be amazing. But to start it off, we have the Jacksonville Jaguars versus the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins are favored by 3.5 here. I think sweet and simple here. The Dolphins are going to be firing on all cylinders, even though the Jacksonville Jaguars look like they have a great team on paper. I think I'm still going to give the edge to the Miami Dolphins here.
Same here. Miami Dolphins for me is just inconsistency with the Jacksonville Jaguars. Offensively, their defense is great, but will they be able to keep up with this high-powered offense that Miami is bringing to the table? Give me Miami Dolphins here.
Yeah, Miami is notorious for beating up on mediocre to bad teams. This is going to be a beat up. I'm surprised it's just 3.5. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah. Awesome. Well, we haven't looked at these total points scored for or less, but basically the points here is at 49. So this is supposed to be a higher scoring game in the opinions of BetUS and some other betting services. So it should be a good one in week 1. But going to probably a game that probably won't be that high scoring. We'll see. Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Falcons. Falcons are favored by 3 here. I think I'm going to go with Pittsburgh. I just feel like they're going to be the underdog all year again. And they showed last year that they can keep games within a close margin. They have a similar defense. They lost a few pieces, but also added some. But they really kind of remastered their entire offense, in my opinion, with just going a whole different direction on their QB room. So I think that'll benefit them. I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers to cover here.
I'm going with the Atlanta Falcons here. I'm riding that hype train for Atlanta. For Pittsburgh, I'm very interested in what they're doing this offseason, right? You got the 2 QBs, but through my not so pro opinion, I just view it as putting makeup on a pig, right? I mean, the Pittsburgh Steelers, they're just trying to cover up, trying to, seal the cracks on the wall. It is what it is, right? The Atlanta Falcons, they're a young team, got a new quarterback. I think they could get it done, and I think they'll squeeze out a win week 1.
Now, this is one of the games, in my opinion, I'm definitely going to be watching on this week 1 because I'm excited about seeing what both of these teams are going to be able to do. I'm very high on the Pittsburgh Steelers because they finally have a mediocre quarterback in Russell Wilson. And when last year they had Kenny Pickett, who literally was learning how to throw a football, just didn't know how to do it. They finally have a quarterback behind the helm, and I think they can do a lot of great things. Atlanta Falcons, I think with getting what's-his-face out of there and who's now the offensive coordinator for the Steelers, the head coach, Artie Smith, right? That's what it's
Arthur Smith.
Arthur Smith, whatever. I'm really excited what they're going to be able to do with that offense and with Kirk Cousins at quarterback. So these are 2 teams I'm very excited about. I'm going to have to go with the underdog with the Steelers being able to cover. I don't know if they'll be able to win, but I feel like it's going to be a very close game. So I'll take the under and take the underdog here.
Yeah, man. Honestly, I'm going to pick it because that is also what I'm going to do in real life. I'm going to take the under on this game. I don't think it's going to be a very high scoring game with both of these offenses probably still trying to figure out what type of identity they want. So on to the next game, though. Minnesota Vikings versus the Giants. This is probably another game that I'm going to take the under on because these 2 teams are probably going to have some of the worst offenses, in my opinion, besides a few guys like Malik Neighbors and Justin Jefferson. I think everything else is going to be pretty abysmal. Hopefully Aaron Jones, for my sake in fantasy, plays well. But I think I'm going to go, honestly, with the New York Giants here. I don't know if I'm going to be a huge believer in the Minnesota Vikings yet. I just don't know how they're going to do with that abysmal defense they have. They've had a lot of bad breaks, RIP. I cannot remember the cornerback's name, but he just got drafted this year, passed away. And they also lost another cornerback to an ACL injury that was going to be a starter. So I think they're just going to have a hard time on defense here with the New York Giants, even though Daniel Jones is a pile of duty. I just think they're going to get it done. I think Malik Neighbors is going to do well. I think hopefully Singletary is going to get his just a little bit. But hopefully this team can pull some strings together and at least cover here. So give me the Giants.
I want to go with the Giants here, but I just cannot. When you look at the Minnesota's offense, I get it. You have Sam Darnold as a quarterback, but you got Aaron Jones as a running back. You have Jordan Addison as a wide receiver 2, and then you got Jay Jettas as a wide receiver 1. You got to give me the Vikings here. I get it. Both sides of the defense are going to look horrible. Maybe the Giants' defensive front looks somewhat decent this year. I'm not too sure, but week 1, I'm going in with the purple. Give me the Vikings.
Yuck. I'm gonna make it short and sweet because this is gonna be coming nasty out of my mouth. I'm gonna take the Vikings actually because I don't like the Giants at all this season. I think they're gonna be a very bad team with Daniel Jones at the helm. I'm optimistic to see what Sam Darnold could do. I very much have thought he does have a chance to actually be a starter in this league. I hate that his real chance is going to be with the Vikings. So I'm rooting for him, but also not rooting for him. But I think the Vikings have a good chance of winning this game and covering.
Not bad. I'm also going to select the under here. I think almost all of us would select the under here. Oh, yeah. It's probably some easy money for us. But another game that I might select the under on, Carolina Panthers versus the New Orleans Saints. New Orleans Saints are favored by 4 whopping points here. I think this one's short and sweet. I still think Carolina Panthers are going to be one of the worst teams in the league. They might get a few wins here and there, a little bit more than last year, but I still think they're going to be a competitor for those top 5 picks next year in the NFL draft. So give me the Saints.
The difference between these two horrible teams is that the Saints have a better defense, and the defense is going to allow them to stay into the game long enough for them to come out with a victory. Give me the New Orleans Saints, and give me Alvin Kamara with 2 tutties this game.
I don't know if it's just been my lack of journalism and looking into things, but I have not heard anything about Bryce Young and these Panthers progressing and becoming better. I've heard absolutely nothing. Maybe it's just because no one talks about the Panthers, but I've heard nothing about it. I'm going to take the Saints, and I think the Panthers are going to be just more of last year, unfortunately.
Awesome. So we're all in agreement there. Yeah, hopefully the Panthers get a little bit better. You hate to see a team just pull up Browns and be a horrible franchise for 10 years. But next game, New England Patriots, Cincinnati Bengals. This one is not even close. Cincinnati Bengals are favored by 9 here, and this one is red because this one will probably end up changing a little bit. But this is probably the hot pick at this point in time. So if we're going on spread here, I think I'm still going to take the Bengals. It's the biggest spread we've seen probably in a week 1 matchup. But I can't remember last year. But I'm going to go with the Bengals.
Give me the Bengals, baby. It's kind of hard to say no to that. I know there's a possibility that we may not have Jamar Chase week 1. That's probably why it's red there. But the Patriots are going to be abysmal this year. Bottom 5 team, not just an offense, bottom 5 team. Okay, the defense is okay, but the bottom 5 team overall. Give me the Bengals all day.
I'm going to go with the Patriots here. I think they still have a good defense and they can keep this game close. If Jamar Chase does not play, which it is currently Tuesday that we're recording this, he's still just showing up in his street clothes. I think there's a good chance that he sits out week 1, then gets his contract in week 2 and plays in week 2. I think that's what's most likely going to happen. So without Jamar Chase and a good New England Patriots, I think they cover the spread but do not win. Give me the Patriots +9.
Awesome, awesome. We'll move on to the next game here. Tennessee Titans versus the Chicago Bears. Wow. The Bears are favored by a whopping 4 points here. They really believe in this team. They've drafted well. They've gotten free agents pretty well. So BetUS and a couple other betting services think that the Bears are actually, in it for the long haul here, and they're gonna really try to string some wins together and make it to the playoffs, and hopefully, get a chip soon. But I'm just not a believer in the Titans right now. I feel like they are a very similar team. Yes, they have Ridley. Yes, they have Hopkins. Yes, they now have Tony Pollard. But I just don't know how this team is going to get out of the rut that they were in last year. They were basically 500 team majority of the year, but that division was just a weak division as well. So I think I'm going to go with the Bears here to cover this. I think I've seen enough from Caleb Williams, Dunze, and Keenan Allen. I think they're going to do well, but I don't know if it's going to be the entire season well. So give me the Bears.
Give me the Bears as well. I'm excited to see what that offense can do. But the Tennessee Titans, I feel like they're going to start off super slow this season.
All right. Well, I have a good chance of being a very different record than a lot of you guys with my picks here. I'm going to take the Titans as the underdog.
That's how it is.
What? What did I do?
No, I mean, just say this is how it starts, and you fall behind. But
yeah,
it's all right.
Hey, I go with my heart. All right, I go with my heart. You know what I feel. Okay, I think the Bears do have a good chance of winning this game against the Titans week 1. But hey, one of them's got a rookie quarterback. One of them has a guy who they're still trying out. But I think the Titans have a good chance of keeping this close and losing by a field goal. So give me the Titans.
Alrighty, so we got the Arizona Cardinal here with the Bills, and I don't know if it's the NFL or just all these betting apps, but they still believe in the Bills 100%, and I don't know why. Their offense structure is totally different, and the Arizona Cardinals team is totally different too. So I understand why the Bills are favored by 6.5 here, but I just don't think the Bills are going to get everything under control. I think the Arizona Cardinals are going to cover this 6.5 spread at least. Don't know if they'll win, but I think they'll cover. So give me the Cardinals.
I'm not going to bet everything on this, but this may be my lock game of the week. Give me the Arizona Cardinals here. I could completely agree with Vince. What's going on with the Buffalo Bills? What do they have going for them? I get the Cardinals defense ain't all that, but there's talent in Arizona. Give me Arizona.
Yeah, I'm completely in agreement with you guys. There's talent in Arizona. Bills lost all the wide receivers, all their defensive backs on their defense. There's so much they have to rebuild and grow from. I think they struggle off the gate. I still think they can win this game, but give me the Cardinals.
Awesome. All right, we'll move on. Probably a more competitive game than these next games that are going to be coming up. But Houston Texans versus the Indianapolis Colts. This is, I believe, a divisional game in week 1. So it's pretty cool to see. But the Houston Texans versus the Colts. Houston Texans are only favored by a 3-point margin. In my opinion, I think it should be more. I don't know why the Bills have 6.5, and then the Houston Texans against the Colts have only 3. Maybe it's the history between these teams, but I think I'm going to go with the Texans here. They've added some guys on offense, added some guys on defense, grown their camaraderie there. The coaching is great. And I think these guys are just going to get better going into this year 2 season with CJ Stroud at the helm. So give me the Texans.
You're telling me Texans come off a phenomenal year, have a revamped defense, a stellar offense, add Stephon Diggs, and these guys are only a 3-point favorite against the Colts who are getting Anthony Richardson back? Dude, no, that's not how it works. Give me Texans.
I'm completely fine with the spread because it is in Indianapolis, and that is one of the louder stadiums in the NFL. The Loud House, what they call it, apparently. I don't know. But that is a tough stadium to play in. I do think that it will be a close game, but I will agree with you guys. I'm taking Texans -3 here.
Awesome. So out of the 12 o'clock window and into the 3:05 window for us Central Timers, The Las Vegas Raiders versus the Los Angeles Chargers. This is a very close game, in my opinion. I don't know. I don't know. Chargers favored by 3. The Las Vegas Raiders with some new additions in Bowers and, of course, the defensive side. I think they drafted pretty well this year. They got rid of a lot of guys they drafted 4 years ago, didn't sign them to their extensions on rookie deals. They, traded a bit. Uh, I think I'm going to take the risk here, and I think I might go with the Raiders to cover. I don't know how I feel about the Chargers and Harbaugh being there. I don't know if the culture is set yet. Justin Herbert might need a little bit more time to readjust with his new offense. So give me the Raiders.
Yeah, the Raiders did have a good draft, in my opinion. But on the Los Angeles side, you have better QB play and you have better coach. Give me the Chargers here, short and simple.
Yeah, this is a tougher game for sure to pick. I am going to go with the Chargers as well. They have a solidified quarterback that can win it in a 2-minute drill if needed. I feel good about the Chargers.
Cool. On to the next game, the Commanders versus the Buccaneers. For some, this would be an underwhelming game, but I'm probably going to be watching this game for Jaden Daniels. I want to see how he's going to do, how he comes into the NFL first week of the regular season against a not so bad defense in the Buccaneers. But mostly, I just want to see how that offense is going to be without Jahan Dotson now. McLaurin is basically the only wide receiver there. Of course, they have their tight end and Ertz. I think I'm going to go with the Buccaneers here. I really want the Commanders to win so Jaden Daniels can kind of come in here and make a statement. But I just think the Buccaneers are still that good of a team that they can, cover the spread.
You guys know me. I'm the biggest Baker Mayfield guy out here. Been a fan day one. I'll always supported him. I always will. Give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. This is an insult, an absolute insult at how small this spread is. The Buccaneers are going to run all over these fools. I don't care if it's a young offense with a Jaden Daniels exciting QB. That's not what it is. Baker Mayfield, Baker Mania. Okay, this is his year. Let's give me the Buccaneers.
This guy, everything that comes out of his mouth is all lies. He hated Baker. He hated him. I'm taking the Bucks here. I do like Baker Mayfield as the guy who once picked him as an MVP candidate. I'm very much. You're such a liar. I like the Bucks here against the Commanders week 1. I think this is like almost. I won't say it's my lock of the week, but it's pretty close to my lock of the week. I feel good.
Awesome. Now, something I can, get on the wagon with here is what BetUS is saying here with the Seahawks. Seahawks versus the Denver Broncos. It's at Lumen Field, one of the loudest stadiums ever, and one of the best stadiums to play in my opinion. Of course, that's my biased opinion. But I think the Seattle Seahawks can cover this pretty well. Having a rookie quarterback come in here and, being referred to as the next Peyton Manning, going to take him to the Super Bowl this year, all this stuff from Denver Broncos fans. I think Seattle is going to wipe the floor with the Denver Broncos. This is my lock of the week at 6-point spread. I think Seattle wins, of course, by a touchdown at the least. The defense is going to be clicking, in my opinion. Of course, some kinks here and there. I still need to learn most of the defense as there's going to be a lot of different schemes. But I think our offense is way better than Denver's and way better than their defense as well. So I think we're going to put quite a bit of points up on the board in this game. Give me Seattle.
I hate to say it, but yeah, give me Seattle as well. It's hard to see Denver just hang in there with this team, especially Seattle at home. Give me the Seahawks.
I'll also take Seattle. I don't like taking Seattle -6, but Denver week 1, and I hate Sean Payton and everything the Broncos are. I'll take Seattle, even though I'm not very high on them for the season.
Love it. Well, not a lot of people are high on us in the season, but we'll see what happens. A good game coming up here. Dallas Cowboys versus the Browns. We got a lot here in the 3 o'clock, 3:05, 3:25 window for us Central Timers. So it's going to be really good watching in that nice red zone window. But But Dallas Cowboys are not favored here. The Cleveland Browns are with a positive uno. I think I'm cool with the Browns winning this game. I feel like the Dallas Cowboys are just gonna be hanging around, but I still think that the Browns are still gonna win here. I don't think Dallas's year is this year. I think they're gonna start off slow. So give me the Browns.
I hate choosing this game. It is so close. I really don't know. The Browns, they're going to look entirely different without Nick Chubb and with Deshaun Watson out here. And the Cowboys going to look entirely different because they're just a beat up team that don't even believe in themselves with Ezekiel Elliott as their running back one. And we're what are we doing? But this may ruin my perfect pick'ems for this week. Give me them boys. Give me the Dallas Cowboys.
God.
Come
Well, I mean,
on. It's y'all's year.
this one's basically a straight pick 'em. It's whoever wins the game covers. So yeah.
I feel
All right.
horrible.
So I'm going to take the Browns, and this reason alone because they played great at home last year. If you look how their defense played last year when they were away games, they would let up like 20 plus points. During home games, they would like allow like 10 or so, something like that. I don't remember the stats. But the Browns played great at home. I'm going to take the Browns the week one against the Cowboys.
Not bad, not bad. Alrighty. So Sunday night football here. The LA Rams versus the Detroit Lions. This one's going to be a good one. The second time that Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff face against their respective teams, where they actually, I guess you can say made their careers. Stafford was drafted by the Lions. Jared Goff, not so much by the Rams, but you know how that goes. I think this one's going to be an interesting one. BetUS thinks that the Lions are going to win by 3.5. I think the Rams could keep it close if everybody is as healthy as they say. Hopefully, Cooper Kupp is pretty good. But if not, I think that the Detroit Lions actually do cover here. So I think the safe bet is to go with Detroit. I think they have the better team, way better offense. Their defense is pretty good in my opinion as well. So give me the Lions.
Finally, hopefully we see more of this year. But this is a good Sunday night football game. I mean, if you are a fan of football, of pure football, this is a good game, and you're going to be excited to watch this one. A lot of high hopes for both teams, offense and defense, but you got to give the edge to the team that's predicted to have the highest scoring offense in the league, and that is the Detroit Lions. Give me the Detroit Lions here, covering the spread, and I just wait for a great game coming up on Sunday night.
Yeah, definitely should be a great game between these two. But I'm going to take the Lions as well. They are going to be a very good team this year that should win a lot of games. So I feel good about picking the Detroit.
Awesome. All right, our last game of the week. AJ, take it away, my man.
Finally, right? We got some Niners football. I hate that it's on a Monday, but that's okay. We're going to enjoy it to the fullest, hopefully. But the Niners are back, dude, and they're just beat up. And every single interview that they get, they have that I don't give a F mentality this year. It's just like we've come short. This is it. We have a window now. We're taking it now. We're going to kick everyone's names and take some behinds. That's what we're doing this year, man. And I know what I said. It's from a movie. If you know what it is, put it down in the comment section. But Aaron Rodgers has had the Niners number his whole regular season career. Now, Will that happen this year with the New York Jets? We don't know, but I'm going to bet on my boys all the damn time. We got Brandon Ayuk back. We got one of the most important pieces in our team back, and that is Trent Williams. We got that news today on a Tuesday. Makes a world of a difference, and he's going to be put to the test with this defense. This is going to be a great matchup. This should also be just a good football game overall. Even the Niners out here, this is where we set the tone, and I just cannot wait. Barbecue at my place. Come on, let's do it.
All right. This is going to be a very great game. The Niners are finally got all their pieces back in-house with CMC coming back into practice as well. It's almost like Thanos putting together the Infinity Gauntlet and getting the last stone in there. And they're about to snap. They either snap their fingers or whatever. But hey, they're ready. I don't know who to honestly pick in this matchup because I am very high on the Jets this year as well. I think the Jets can make the playoffs. I think they can go deep as long as they all stay healthy, and especially one guy who stays healthy, and that's Aaron Rodgers, who we saw on Monday Night Football last year, week 1, against Leonard Williams, who's now on the 49ers and gets to play against him week 1 on Monday night, tears Achilles on a sack. And we get this matchup again. If Aaron Rodgers can survive past literally play 4, I think the Jets have a great chance of winning this game, in my opinion. I think I'm going to pick against the Niners, which has always bit me in my butt every single time I've ever done it. So, AJ, this is a good sign for you since I'm picking the Jets, right? Because that means the Niners are going to win. But I think I'm going to pick the Jets week 1. Aaron Rodgers, there's a lot of hype around this team. They got to really show out this year. I'm going to pick the Jets.
I love that you did your research, Reed. Sorry, I don't mean to cut you off. But before the comment section comes after us as a team, it's Leonard Floyd who the Niners have. Yeah, we've gotten correct in the comment section. It's just a sucky feeling. But yeah, I love that you know that. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Well, this game is going to be a good one. Hopefully, majority of Monday Night Football games are good as well. I think last year Thursday Night Football was the horrid games. So we're coming into the week strong here after week 1. But I think I'm going to go with San Francisco here. I've already chosen against one of my best friends' games here, and that's Reed. So I have to accept it and say that I will go with the 49ers here. I think they are the better team on paper. I think they're the better team in reality. It's at home. We know at Levi Stadium, the 49ers play very well. And I think it's going to be a good start for the season for them. So give me the San Francisco 49ers to cover by 4. But that concludes our week 1, guys. How do you feel? Are you more excited about your respective teams' games, or are you just more excited that a whole week of football is upon us?
Can't wait for just football almost every single night. I'm just so excited.
Same here, not just for the Niners, but there's so many good games and good matchups this week. This would probably be the hardest week for NFL pick'ems.
Well, we'll see how it goes. This is going to be one of our longer videos as we are introducing bets back into, the channel. So hopefully you guys love these videos. Hit the like button. Leave a comment down in the comment section below. Get on Sleeper Fantasy and bet with us. We're doing a lot this season, so make sure you hit the subscribe button. Tune in to every single video, whether it's live or posted. And we just love to hope to get you in the Discord and just talk some football. So other than that, guys, do you have anything else to say?
I'm good.
Catch us live Thursday this night. We're going to be reacting to the game, and catch us on Monday night reacting to the Jets and 49ers game. I don't know if AJ is going to be there, maybe for a post-game reaction potentially. But I'll definitely be there the entire time reacting to that game because it's going to be a great one. So make sure you guys stay tuned to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you can get those notifications when we go live. That's very important.
Alrighty, guys. Well, other than that, welcome back to football. And as we always say here, keep on grinding.